Hi, I'm back after a long time doing a sit down and chat video. I'm so happy to be back and getting all dolled up for YouTube video, which I really enjoy because if like on other occasions when I have to get ready or do my makeup, it's usually rare because I don't go out much, and when I do, I don't always do it, only for special occasions. So this was pretty relaxed and I played around with some new things, new types of makeup. If you want to know more about that, I'm happy to make another video about it. This video is going to be about some questions that I've received about the Panchakarma treatment that I underwent a couple of times in the government Ayurvedic hospital in Calcutta. And I may or may not have touched upon these topics in my earlier two videos, but I'm going to go into it in with a little more depth because there is so much to be said, and I don't want to make always very long videos, which inevitably they become. So I'm going to answer all these questions that I've received via email. And if you have more questions about the treatment, then please do leave them in the comments below, so that if I answer them in the comments, others who may have those same questions can get those answers. And if anyone else who is also watching the video have their own inputs, they can also add to it, and then everyone else can have like a continuing repository of information about this treatment and psoriasis and all those things. Okay, so let's dive into the question number one, which is that could you share details about the diet you followed during and after the treatment? Oh no, this is the second question. I'm not mentioning the name of the person who sent in the email, but you know who you are. And I have received other questions also over the course of the months since I have released those videos, but this one pretty much sums up all the other questions I may have received in the past. So I think this is pretty comprehensive. Okay, so the first question is, how long did it take for you to notice clear skin after undergoing the Panchakarma treatment? So I would say within the first 2-3 days, and because I was doing a lot of oiling, which is not something that they prescribe, as in no, let me I think I'm going into too much details and I'm going to confuse you. Okay, so to answer your question, within the first 2 to 3 days, and whether you are getting yourself oiled and getting your oil massage done by someone or doing it yourself, because of the treatment that is there that you're going to undergo, that is the ghee, the medicated ghee that you're going to have. I have to stop saying ghee, because when I say ghee, people assume it's just ghee and they're like, why do you have to go to a hospital to consume ghee? It's not, it's medicated. There are a lot more things that go into that ghee, and it's, trust me, one of the most unpleasant things you can ever put in your mouth. I'm still traumatized by it. In fact, anyone who's ever undergone that treatment, they're traumatized by the smell and the feeling after consuming that ghee. So I don't want to scare you, but at the same time I also want to give you a very realistic picture of what goes on during that treatment, because it's not for the faint-hearted. So yes, you would be going into you would be noticing clear skin within the first 7 days that you are taking the ghee. And of course, you know, this is some doctors may prescribe 5 days, some doctors may prescribe 7 days, 10 days. It really depends from person to person. I have had ghee for 7 days both the times, and so have the other people I have known in the hospital going through a similar treatment. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I can be very long-winded. So could you share details about the diet you follow during and after the treatment? So yes, during the treatment, like I said, during the ghee that we were having, it's very heavy and you most likely will not feel very hungry. If you don't feel hungry, you're allowed to totally not eat, just have that ghee, which means that ghee itself is very heavy, and therefore in the first few days when you are having say 2 meals or so, then you would be, and then subsequently you move on to have 1 meal a day, or if not any, depending, like as the ghee dosage increases. I think again I'm confusing you with long answers. To just answer this question simply, during the ghee, the 7 days of you having the ghee, you will be asked to have very simple food. So no something that can be digested easily. Since you're having the ghee, your body is already doing a lot of heavy lifting, trying to digest that ghee. So you're asked to have simple food with minimal oil and no fried food, and no non-veg. So that's that. Now after the treatment, you are asked to avoid, I was asked to avoid certain food groups, which I believe is something that is asked of all the patients who go to this hospital, because Ayurvedic medicines don't work if you have those things. So that's my understanding. That's what I have gathered so far in the past 1 year now. The doctors don't specify why it's not being, you're not being, asked to not have something. They just tell you avoid, in my case, curd, chola, motor. So chola, matar, peas and lentils like chola, of certain kinds, and what is the other thing? Ripe banana. These are the 4 things. So anything that is made from peas, made from chola, you have to avoid, like besan, chickpea flour, you have to avoid. So yeah, that's one thing that is specified in the prescription. And apart from that, based on what your condition of psoriasis is, I would say what condition of psoriasis and your personal like health and other factors that the doctors will notice, will observe, you will be asked to avoid certain things. For example, this another friend that I have made who has undergone the treatment now for the 4th time, 4 times and my 2 times, she told me that she's been asked to avoid milk, has been asked to avoid egg, been asked to avoid many more things than I have been asked to avoid, because she has more far more intense psoriasis than I have. There's someone else who has less than me, so they've been asked to, their diet is a little more relaxed than mine. So similarly, one thing that is not there in the prescription, but I gathered this data from like her, my friend, and then going to the hospital, speaking to other patients, is that no imli, so no tamarind, because it nullifies the effect of the medicine, and avoiding sour foods, because again it nullifies the effect of the medicine, Ayurvedic medicines. And one thing which was not prescribed, but I don't know why it was never prescribed, but I asked the doctor because my friend mentioned it to me, is that no fridge food whatsoever. Not just no stale food, but also no vegetables, no ingredients, nothing which has been kept in the fridge and then cooked. So no ice creams, no cold water, nothing. So yeah, don't ask me the logic why, but yeah, I mean, I personally feel like it worked out better for me, because I never liked having stale food in the first place. I believe in having fresh food, but then that's a lot more effort. But since the doctor said it, now my family makes an effort to do it for me. So, and now our fridge is practically empty. So that's a very good thing. I'm very happy about this whole new health routine trend that has come into our family thanks to this Ayurvedic treatment that I'm going through. And yes, non-vegetarian food is allowed. In fact, like, you know how it is in Calcutta, we can't imagine life without fish for Bengalis. So they say avoid like mutton, but it's not a complete no. Avoid as in like don't have it very often. That's the thing. They'll never tell you not to have anything which is outside of those 4 food groups, and of course fridge food. So, but again, like, your doctor might specify something different depending on which hospital you go to and what is your condition. So after, okay, so the other question, the third question, right, is that I noticed that you went through a second round of Panchakarma. Could you please share your reasons for opting for a second round? Okay, so let's not be under the misconception that after one round itself you're going to get cured. You will notice healing, and if you're lucky it might not come back, you might not have to get admitted. I noticed around the 6-month mark that I started getting new ones, and that is why I got admitted again. So basically this is like a detox process. So understand that this is a detox process. This process works for multiple conditions and diseases. So just like how we do a spring cleaning and then autumn cleaning, this is our body's cleaning in spring and autumn. So I did it in spring, and then autumn just so happened that I went around that time, but apparently that's when the body cleans itself. So this is something that one can do even when they don't have any diseases, just to keep themselves fit and clean their bodies and keep their bodies clean and safe, protect themselves from onset of diseases. So even when I get healed, which I hope I will completely, this is something I can keep on doing just for my health. So I hope that answers the question. After your skin healed, how have you been addressing hyperpigmentation marks? Yes, so they've asked me to oil, and they've given this oil, which is, I really find it's really good. Ayurvedic oil, obviously. So when I have little dry skin or pigmentation, I have been applying it for almost a year now. Even at the 6-month mark, the person who does my massage, she told me that your skin overall, that those pigmentation of course had gone, because I had healed my body, had the psoriasis had healed, but apart from that, this whole body skin was shining, of course, and a lot of it has to do with the diet. I think that's the most important part of this whole treatment. So yeah, that's how I've been having hyperpigmentation marks. I have been dealing with that. I don't actually pay attention to it, I just do what I've been told, which is oil yourself twice a day, avoid this, have medicines. I don't specifically look at a particular place and notice it, because honestly psoriasis has been such a big constant part of my life, and I fail to notice what is a hyperpigmentation or not. It's just there. I don't even know if it's a mark. Someone else might notice it, they might see it's a dark spot, but for me it's like a part of my skin. But I believe that the oiling and following the whatever you've been asked to do has been very effective overall. Any specific remedies? Also, one more thing I have, I went to I asked the doctor, can you help me with I had these small kind of dark spots or sunspots, I don't know what they're called, freckles I guess. So they gave me an ointment called Melatru, and I wasn't noticing any differences for after 3 months, and they were like, you have to keep applying it. So they don't speak much, they just say keep on keeping on, and I think that's a very good message if you're opting for something like Ayurvedic treatment, and in general for life obviously, but if you have something like psoriasis, which is a very stubborn disease, then I think that is a very good mantra to keep in your mind, keep on keeping on. I mean, they don't say it this way, but they say that you have to keep applying it. So basically the answer is that don't give up. I kind of digress, but I hope you get the point, that this treatment is not to be something entered lightly. Many people seeing my healing journey have gone in from my family, gone to the hospital. For my family as well as other people who have seen my healing process, they have been inspired and gone to the hospital. But very few people can stick to this treatment because it's not easy. Whether they did the ghee or not, the very fact that you have to maintain this kind of a diet, this very homely diet, is not for everyone. In fact, if I had been asked to do this, I had been doing Ayurveda when I was in Chennai, and I was working that time. I was going to what is it called in Chennai, Siddha. I did as much as I could, but I couldn't do at this level when I'm at home and I don't do a job. So your life stage is also very important to be able to do Ayurveda. That's unfortunate. And also your firm determination. That's also very important. There are people who could have time and who have the luxury of time, but they might not be able to go through something as demanding as this process. It's not about popping a bunch of pills and hoping it would work. Like, you really have to put in effort. There is like a large part of my day, I won't say large part of my day, but everything in my life right now is oriented around that. But that's because I made it a priority at this stage in my life that I am going to kick this disease out of my life. But I have been trying to work on it with the help of Ayurveda for many years. When I was studying, I was abroad, I was working, but I couldn't dedicate that much time and all the demands. But now I can. So yeah. And I don't know if I am saying this now, but I may not be able to continue it after a certain point, because who knows how long my motivation and faith will stick. But yeah, it's not for everyone. And yeah, you asked about if you can look at my healing pictures if possible. Yes, I will send them to you. So I've done that in the past. Like I mentioned, I don't want to reveal like pictures of my body parts with psoriasis, because of all videos, if that goes viral and everyone would be seeing my psoriasis hands and legs. So I will send them to you via email. And yeah, I hope that answered all your questions without confusing you. I'm happy to answer any other questions you might have. You can email me, you can leave them in the comments below. And I hope this helps you. And I know I said a lot of things about it being tough, but then that is just to give you the right picture and not make it sound rosy, because it's not. Yeah, so all the best, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.